Hey everybody, it is Abby. We are in another state park today. We are in one of the parks that has a dam and a gorge. Um, so I'm gonna flip my camera around here, let you guys get a view, and then I'll get situated and we'll get into our story. All right, hopefully this works. Okay. So back that way is a really cute little bridge, and then it kind of runs down this way, and obviously that's the side of the dam, and then that end is the gorge. People and I guess there's hiking trails and whatnot all around, but I didn't want to take you down there because there's a lot of people down there, and I didn't want to have to avoid. I wanted to avoid getting strangers in my view. So, alright, well, let me get situated and we will get started. Hey guys, it is Abby. I am coming to you from another state park today. This park has a dam and a gorge. I am down in the gorge area. Hopefully you enjoyed the little snippet of it I had at the beginning of this video. I tried to get a spot off to the side. Hopefully I don't have anybody passing that I'm gonna have to bleep out here. But I wanted to give you guys a view of what's behind me, as well as a view of me. Anyway, that's terrible. I sound conceited when I say that. But today's video, I'm going to use up these what I have left of my Newports. Today's video is a response email that I got from one of our viewers who had written into me before. I've had a couple of videos of him, of emails that he sent me about his porn addiction and smoking fetish addiction. So he wanted to give me an update, and he says that it's not all doom and gloom. So here's what we have. I have to admit that I was both surprised and humbled that you shared my story with not only one, but 2 videos. It was surreal watching you read my words and provide your advice. You are certainly the real deal, Abby, and you're a very intelligent and caring woman. I must admit that when I started reading the transcript and realized that it was my story, I just had to watch the video. I wanted to watch your facial expressions, and if I'm being honest, I really missed watching you smoke. I was honestly shocked that you shared the portions where I mentioned my faith in the rapture. Most people shy away from those topics. I've had many sessions of professional counseling to get to the core of my issues. Unfortunately, I've been unable to resolve these issues, even now that I know the root cause. I don't believe that further sessions at this time would benefit me. From a sexual perspective, life has been extremely frustrating because I've only experienced a fraction of the things I've wanted to try. A lack of tango for the last 10 plus years has certainly not made anything better. However, everything is not doom and gloom. You'll see what I mean as you read further. As far as feedback, I'll have to do it in sections. Marriage. I won't disclose the smoking fetish to my wife. She is so anti-smoking that it would just cause a bunch of turmoil. She is well aware of the porn addiction, though. I've mentioned Tango, and she said that she's not emotionally connected enough right now for it. We've tried counseling in the past, and it didn't go well. What she wants is exactly what you advised me to do. Show her attention, affection, and make her a priority. I am working on that now, and I hope that will lead to reestablishing that emotional connection, and then we can discuss intimacy. Porn. I am certainly not alone in this struggle. The more I ask around, the more I find how huge of an issue it's become for most men. Again, I know that it's wrong. I understand the attraction, though, because men can watch girls saying and doing all of the things that they wish their wives and girlfriends would do. Sadly, either the men are afraid to ask or have asked and been told no. I agree with your assessment. It's like any other addiction and should be treated as such. Contrary to one of the comments posted, it does not always require professional help to overcome. I personally know 2 men who have done so through willpower, prayer, and the support of others. If they can do it, so can I. My sponsor is helping me along the way as well. Watersports. I was so curious to hear about this from your viewers, and I'm disappointed. Although it's a common fetish as well, I guess your viewers don't want to publicly comment about their interest or involvement. Okay. Grass? I don't know. Whatever. About their interest or involvement with it. I can certainly understand that. It's a bummer that you aren't into it, as your perspective would have been really interesting. My gosh, it's roasting. I know I'm glowing, guys. Sorry. Faith. I see a hawk flying around up there. Anyway, back to the story. Faith, to answer your question, once you're saved, you cannot be unsaved. The state of my marriage will not affect either of us getting into heaven, but we won't be rewarded for the marriage being successful. Interestingly, it states in the Bible that upon entering heaven, you are no longer married to your spouse. Instead, you are spiritually married to Christ. With regard to the end of times, the gentleman who commented that the Bible said that we don't know the day or hour is 100% correct. However, there's much more to it. The Bible also says that we are to keep vigilant for His return, and that if we're saved, we will see the signs that will tell us that the rapture is near. Did you know that the Bible is 30% prophecy, and the book of Revelation is the only book that specifically states that the reader will be blessed if they read it? I'll give you one guess what the least read book in the Bible is. I don't find it scary that I'm planning for the rapture because I can directly correlate current events to prophecies stated in the Bible. What I find scary is that your subscriber, along with the majority of people in the world, aren't planning for it. In fact, they're completely oblivious to the signs to watch for. Alright, we'll get another one out. These 100s go way too quick. Ew. There we go. Had a little wind interference there. I'll give, where'd we stop off? Okay. He's also correct in stating that people have been watching for 2,000 years. What he isn't thinking of, though, is that COVID, for the first time in history, simultaneously united all of the countries globally for one common purpose. In addition, the technology required for a one world government, economy, currency, and a method for tracking and controlling buying and selling for every person on the planet never existed until now. That technology must be in place for the tribulation to occur, and it's ready to go. I'm assuming that you've heard of the New World Order and possible social crediting scoring. As for the mark of the beast referenced in the Bible, do a Google search on quantum tattoo. Until the COVID lockdown, I was oblivious regarding the end times and many other truths as well. Once I started really paying attention to things in the news about the pandemic, I quickly realized that things were really off and didn't smell right. I ran the numbers and couldn't understand why a worldwide lockdown was occurring for a sickness that had only had a 0.005% fatality rate. Researching that led me to the answer to that question, as well as a whole slew of other things, and to the point I'm at today. This is all I'll mention on end times unless you specifically ask me for more info. I don't want to bombard you with things you don't want to hear. Summary. I saw comments about feeling sorry for me. While I admit that I've had my problems and frustrations in my life, I don't want or need anyone feeling sorry for me. Since I found my faith, I actually consider myself extremely blessed. I've never wanted for food, clothing, or shelter. I've never been physically or sexually abused or had a drug or alcohol problem. I've never been homeless or in a dire financial situation. I've not had to experience the death of a spouse or child. Since growing in my faith, I've come to know folks personally who have lost spouses and have lost children because of medical issues or addiction. I know 3 men who have had a loaded gun in their mouth and a 4th to his temple, but fortunately they did not pull the trigger. There are other people with life experiences way worse than mine. I've been able to do volunteer work at shelters for battered women and children, homeless people, troubled youth, and sex trafficking victims. I'm able to donate to food banks on a regular basis. These are things that God has given me the means to be able to do and the heart to follow through with them. It's all His doing, not mine, and I'm honored that He chose me. You're blessed too, Abby. You have been gifted with a huge amount of wisdom, and I'm sure that you've been providing helpful advice since long before you started YouTube. Well, I would like to thank you for your response and sharing your journey with us. That's pretty awesome. We don't always get updates on things from people who write in after the first time. I have to say that, you know, even though you may feel like you have a long and difficult road ahead of you with getting past your porn addiction, you definitely seem to have all the right tools. And I get that you say that counseling isn't going to work for you. I know that that's not the avenue avenue for everyone. And some people can do these things and quit their addictions with simply nothing but God and willpower. So, you know, obviously you've tried counseling, you said, and that has not worked for you. I'm glad to hear that you're taking my advice and starting to pay your wife a little more attention. That is... Hi. Yeah, if I had one, I'm gonna have to clip that out. But yeah, I'm glad that you are working on that actively. That's wonderful. Just speaking from a female perspective, female point of view, I have to say that for me personally, I feel like if I'm being shown the attention and the affection and the love, that makes me feel confident and secure in my relationship with my husband. You know, every woman in the world wants to feel like they're the only one. You know, my husband could, you know, as long as he's taking care of me and, you know, showing me the attention and the affection and the love and intimacy I need to feel loved and wanted and desired, he can look at all the porn he wants and it's not going to bother me. So I guess, yeah, I think that a lot of women are like that. You know, and of course there's the exception to every rule. Not every woman is like that. But I do think a lot of us are. We are very much emotional beings. We operate and function off of emotion more so and feelings than, you know, than anything else. Unlike men. So, but yeah, I think you're heading in the right direction with that. Really, as far as the faith-based stuff goes, I don't normally get into much about faith-based things here on the channel. I know that's a very touchy subject for some. Yeah, you know, I have my faith, and I hope that everyone out there can respect that and my beliefs, as well as you guys clearly do have your own faith and beliefs, and I respect that as well, whether they are exactly the same as mine or whether they are exactly opposite of mine. But you know, I will say that I firmly believe that everything in this world happens for a reason. You know, and if he leads us to it, he will lead us through it. Yeah. So that's all I've got for today. Thank you for sharing all of your information for me. I think the end of times thing is pretty cool too. So, yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, I will see you guys real soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for writing in and keeping us updated. We'll see ya. Bye.